Laptops are great, but usually you're trading power for portability. That's where the Venom BlackBook 15 comes in. Take one look and you'll see it's much more subtle looking than many gaming laptops. Sporting a chassis that measures just over an inch thick, it's a bit on the heavy side at 5.7 pounds, but it's a nicely built piece of hardware. The star of the show here is absolutely the 15.6-inch 4K display. With a PPI of over 280, it's incredibly sharp. At any remotely normal viewing distance, you just can't see pixels. If you run it at native resolution, it's almost funny how tiny things are, so I kept the BlackBook scaled to 200%, which is a good compromise between screen real estate without any Windows scaling weirdness. Most apps like Chrome recognize this no problem, allowing you to watch full HD videos inside the YouTube player. Color is nicely saturated, contrast is off the charts, and it's got solid viewing angles as well. This is the best laptop screen I've ever used. There's not much point in having a 4K display though without some serious specs to back it up. The BlackBook 15 is powered by NVIDIA's new GTX 980M GPU with 4GB of memory. It's paired with a Core i7 4720HQ quad-core CPU that can turbo up to 3.6 GHz, 16GB of 1866MHz memory, a 256GB M2 SSD, along with a 1TB hard drive. This is about as good as it gets for a laptop, with the SSD especially helping to keep the system snappy, opening programs and games noticeably faster than a normal SATA SSD. Having 16GB of RAM is helpful for doing work like video editing, and you've got the option of bumping this up to 32 gigs. Sporting wireless AC and gigabit Ethernet for connectivity, the BlackBook is one seriously high-end laptop. But how does it handle gaming? Driving an 8-megapixel display is a challenge for nearly any gaming PC, especially for a laptop that tops out around 150 watts for the entire system. You can run games at native 4K, but you'll have to bring the settings down a bit. Metro Last Light Redux averaged 45 FPS on medium at 4K. Shadow of Mordor is also playable at 4K on medium at around 38 frames per second. Considering just how pixel dense the screen is, dropping the resolution a bit isn't a huge downgrade in quality. Shadow of Mordor still looks great running at 1080p Ultra with a smoother 68 FPS. There is a drawback to all this power, and that's battery life. Running the Unigine Valley benchmark on a loop was able to drain the BlackBook battery in 47 minutes. Definitely a worst case scenario, but for hardcore gaming, you're going to want to be near a power outlet. On the plus side, Venom has struck a good balance between temperatures and noise. The CPU and GPU both top out well below 80 degrees Celsius with perfectly acceptable fan noise. The keyboard holds up pretty well. It's a little mushy for my taste, but it's really not bad and features 3 stages of backlighting. On the trackpad side, it's usable and has nice clicky buttons below, but if you're even thinking about gaming, you're going to want a mouse. It's also got a pair of built-in speakers, which sound good for a laptop. They get reasonably loud and are easily enough to drown out the fan noise. Gaming in 4K requires some serious power, but the 980M and Core i7 are mostly up to the task. What Venom have put together here is a solid package that's at least somewhat portable, nicely built with all the right choices on the hardware side, including a ridiculously nice looking screen. As a high-end laptop, the BlackBook 15 definitely isn't cheap, although there is another version with a 3K display and 970M graphics that my friend Linus recently reviewed. So what do you guys think about the BlackBook? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed and want to see more videos like this, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.